Good evening, everybody. My name is Christian Carpenter, owner of Everything Residential. We offer contractor quality at handyman prices. Give us a call at 480-798-7060. We serve the East Valley of the Sun. Enjoy the show.
Do your chores.
Get it on the tipper!
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Christian here with Everything Residential. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a hole the simplest and easiest way I know. And it's for all your DIY kind of people at home. And it involves no tape, no mesh tape, and it's called a California patch. The first part in repairing the hole is going to the store and buying materials. So let's take a look at the basic things you need. You're going to need some joint compound, a razor blade, a knife, a sanding block, and some drywall. And with these materials right here, you can get a lot of holes repaired. Okay, the first part in doing this is you want to mark a perfect line. You can use a sanding sponge like this because you already have it. That's a straight line. You want to get it, mark a line, mark a straight line all the way around your hole. Straight line, get a straight line going here, there. I use a speed square because it's what I have. So I did a speed square. And then after you have it marked, you want to get your razor blade and you want to score where your line's at all the way around. Make sure you go deep. Like this. And then you want to come in at an angle. So you want to come from the outside in at all corners. Like this. Okay, now is the time to cut the drywall. So this is how you do it. You're going to line up a corner of your drywall so it's flush right here. And as you can see, my line is an inch past it. And I mark a line right here and I draw a line straight down. You're not drawing it straight up with it. You're drawing it an inch past, drawing a line down. Now let's move up here. We line it on the top like this. And then we're going to make an inch down. And this is how you do a California patch. We're not making the same size, we're making it an inch bigger on each side. So we're going an inch below here. If you can see that, there's an inch down. And let's go back over here, and there's another inch across. So that's the first part. Now we're gonna cut it. Bring the camera back up. It's a little bit bigger. There's a little bit bigger on each side. Go in here. Oh, it should be that way. It's a little bit bigger on each side. We go up here. It's a little bit bigger, and that's what we want. So that's the second part. And so we're going to flip it around. And once we flip it around, what I like doing is I like marking the top, and it's going to be reversed. You mark the left, the right, so the right's on the left side, and the bottom. And what we do here is, if you can see, can you zoom in a little bit? Can you see it pretty well? What we're doing is we're going to make it so there's a little space, a little like a little lip on the left side, a little lip on the right side, and then we're going to mark our lines. So we have a little lip here, a little lip there. And then we're going to bring it to the left side. We're going to make it so there's a little lip on the top and a little lip on the bottom. And we're going to mark right where the hole's at. And then from there, you're going to draw perfect lines all the way up and across. And you can even kind of line it up on this way and kind of do that. I have a speed square, so it's a little bit quicker for me. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so now that you have this, now that you have all your lines marked, that's where you're going to cut with your razor blade. And this is the front side, and we're going to cut it on the back side. Now if you look at it, our lines, this square right here is the exact same square as that. So now we're gonna use our razor blade and score a line right where these lines are at. Okay, moving on to the next part. Now that I have all my lines marked, I went with a razor blade and I remarked my top, bottom, right, and left on the inside. So come down here, I get my razor blade. Safe. You're gonna peel it like this. See how it broke like that? And you're gonna peel it slowly. There's that one. Okay, you see how I did that? I don't know if this is the right piece, but what I did is after I scored the line, it just breaks. That's how drywall works. You break it off and you peel it off, and you want to leave this little tail like that. This is your tape. That way you don't have to go buy tape, and then some people can't hide the tape if you get the mesh tape or the paper tape. Some people can't hide it real well. So from here, if you look, the left side, see that's on the other side? You put it back this way. Oh, it's on the left side now. And so, see, mine doesn't quite fit in the hole. It just barely, the bottom can go in. The top's not going in all the way. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get my sandpaper. You can use your razor blade if you want to. I'm gonna get my sandpaper and I'm gonna sand it. I could have done a better cut, let's be honest. Let's go back in. All right, now we're in. There it is. Okay, moving on to the next step. It involves the joint compound and using your knives. Out of the knives, you want to use the small one. So we're gonna use the small one to begin with because it fits inside this little, tray of mud. So let's put these to the side. And before you continue, you want to make sure we're using the top, matching up the top. You want to make sure it goes in and out easily. You don't want it to be a huge gap, but you want it to be able to go in and out, and you can kind of wiggle it around a little bit. If you can see that, so that's perfect. We're using the joint compound as like a glue. It's gonna glue it in there, and let me show you. So we're gonna get our mud here. Can you see the mud? We're gonna get our mud here, and we're gonna put it all right here. So now once there's mud all the way around, you're gonna come on here, and you're gonna put mud. So here's the front, you're gonna put it right on this little lip right here. And be a little generous. And you're gonna get your big knife. So I marked top, on the top, I'm gonna go around, and this, you gotta be careful right here. I grab my corners and I put my bottom in. If you can see, I'm lining up the bottom, putting my bottom in here, and kind of like working it in. There it is, it went in a little bit right here. My bottom's in, you'll feel it. If it's not feeling, you gotta wiggle it around until your bottom's in. Don't push hard. Once I can move my bottom and I can move my top. So I'm gonna kind of wipe my fingers here. Remember, it gets a little dirty here. So this is when you get your big knife and you go corner to corner here. You don't wanna push it too far in or else you're gonna be mudding a lot. You get your corner and you're gonna get your corner lined up with this wall and this wall right here and making it flush. Working it on every side. And flush here. Now, using your big knife, get your mud back out. Wipe it clean. You're gonna wanna just kinda wipe, look at the hair, mud here. Wipe the mud out. Now it's glued in place. Now this is when you're gonna wanna make it flush with that wall. And if it rips, it's okay. It's the first part, and it's okay if it rips and mess up a little bit. We can cut it, peel it out, and just mud it. So, we're gonna let this part dry. We're gonna let it dry. All right, now that it's completely dry, for the sake of time, I use my Wagner heat gun, and I use this fan right here. I put a fan, and I suggest you doing the same. Just put a fan right on it, and it helps it dry way quicker. So you kind of find where it's not flush, and that's where you're gonna put more of the mud. But for now, it's pretty flush. So we're gonna get our mud out again, but before we get our mud out, we're gonna get our sanding block. I already sanded it. Yours is gonna be all kind of like bumpity and stuff. You just get your sand. I kind of go in circles. I don't really go against the paper. I go, from the inside the square out. Oh, kind of peeled it up there. That's totally fine. Places here. So now it's clean and smooth. The biggest part in blending a patch in is where the other texture and drywall meet your patch. So if it's super bumpy on the outside, you'll see it. So you want to make that smooth. We get our mud, our joint compound. Let's put it on it. All right, now that it's on there, get it clean, and you're gonna wipe it clean. And so a lot of the times you want to put pressure on the outside. So what I mean is you want to put pressure like that and go down so where it meets, it's smooth. Like that. And come back down. You just go back over it smooth and you have a little bit of lines. That sands away it'll just look just smooth. So now you're gonna get your fan, put your fan back on. This is your second coat of mud. You're gonna let it dry. And once it's dry, you're gonna begin sanding. We're gonna go ahead and sand it. Tell me how smooth that is. Come on. Is that pretty smooth?
Oh yeah, very smooth.
Very smooth, exactly. So now that it's perfectly smooth, you're done with the patch. Okay, now it's time to spray the texture on. I went and I soaked it. I just had hot water running on it. And you'll see when you have hot water running on it, after it's really hot, you just shake it and it gets cold again because it's cold on the inside. So after I get hot water, now that it's warm and ready to go, you're gonna go and take your front guard off. Depending on the texture, it shows you the types. Let's zoom it in here. Can you see that? Can you see it? There's like a fine kind and a heavy kind. It all depends. You move this guy around, read the fine prints. We're just gonna go right somewhere in the middle here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this grocery bag and I'm gonna spray into it and get it ready to go. Okay, let's adjust it. Okay, now that I got release the pressure that was all built up, I'm gonna go back a little bit farther here and just kind of I'm gonna go in circles. And when doing this, you wanna go on to the other texture so it blends it in. Okay, now we're gonna let it dry. Okay, we just got done painting it. The patch is 100% complete. And just to reiterate to you guys, these are the basic tools I used. Can you look down here? Look at this. I used some basic joint compound, $3-4 bucks. I use these little basic disposable knives you can keep using, couple bucks. Razor blade, $1.50. Sanding box, $3. Some drywall that goes for $4 or $5 bucks. And the most expensive part, this home axe right here, texture, 15 bucks. So it's very affordable. You can do any kind of California patch with it. And this is the results you get.